And the first thing I'm going to say to you is, I'm hot and I'm sweating. That's one. I'm
It
not
is
going
a
to
warm day.
force you to do dialysis. I'm not going to make you do dialysis. I'm not going to do anything to me. I could beat you. I could drag you. I can argue with you. I could threaten you. I could try to put something to that head. But you not going is the worst thing that you could, that more than I could do to you, than any beating can ever happen. Because if you don't go, you can be dead. So you can be dead. So I don't want you to be dead. All right. So if you don't get this in your head, you will be dead. All right. Because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hello and good evening, everybody. I got a fantabulous show for you as usual. And I just want you to know I could not do this show without God. I couldn't have all you wonderful, great guests without God. I couldn't have the people come on the show without God. And I couldn't deal with being a widow or burying any of my siblings or just going through the things I go through, the health in my body, being on dialysis 12 years, or even dealing with the transplant for the three, the bone and disease and the osteoporosis. I'm telling you, I'm a better woman because of God. I'm a stronger woman because of God. I'm an effective woman with a great history and a wonderful testimony just because of God. I don't know if you have them or not, but if you don't, get him, because Jesus is real and he's affecting lives just like he did over 2,000 years ago. So he's still in the best blessing business and he is in control. So I gave you that tidbit just to say before I introduce my guest. So thank you for showing up. I'm going to try not to move so much and stay still. I'm in some sort of pain, but I love you and I'm bouncing around with you. How about that? Well, anyway, the guest I have today, she has, she has 3 degrees. She has two different types of jobs. She's retired, but she had like 2 jobs and 3 degrees. And she was a retired administrative nurse coordinator. And she dealt with psychology, nursing, you name it, she had it. So I just would like to introduce my good friend, Marilyn Davis. Welcome, Marilyn.
Hi, Lisa. It's so good to see you and to be on your show. I thank you.
What? I am so glad to have you. I don't know which year or what Christmas party it was at the Donors Live on New York Network. We sat at the same table. We've been tight and friendly ever since, huh?
That's right. And we had a great time. That was first time we ever met. And we've been in contact ever since then, texting and calling and seeing you while I was in dialysis also. It's
Ah,
been a nice adventure. It really has.
surely, it has been nice. It really has. And I thank you again for coming on the show. I know it wasn't easy. Both of us are not savvy with phones or savvy with technology, but we both getting better. How about that? Right?
How about it?
You ain't
How
never
about
lied. Well, we're gonna start. I'm burning up because my fan broke, and I like I said before, I gave my air conditioner away, so I'm burning. But tomorrow, you bet you, me and the accessory are going to get me something to cool me off. How about that? But
it?
anyway, I don't know where to start first. I'm so excited to have you. One of the things I would like to ask you is, oh, step back a little bit away from the camera. Step back a little bit, like that. Good. Okay. How about
All
that?
right.
All right. Got you. I'm usually too far, so you were too close. I was too far. We even.
Okay.
All right. Now, you how long you been on dialysis now? Now you wanted to move up, Shando. All right,
Oh,
sweetheart, move up a little bit, about right there. We hope to
okay.
God that's it, Shando. You know how live is. Live is this,
Okay.
that, and the other. Okay.
I've never been on live before. This is my first time.
No, no, I know. And even though I've been on live, it's still an interesting roller coaster. So,
Okay.
anywho, all right.
I
Now,
August makes this is my second year. Been on dialysis for 2 years now. Like
2 years.
August 7th exactly. Two
So
years.
that's your kidney birthday. So welcome to the dialysis kidney birthday club. How about that?
How about that? Thank you.
Woohoo! Woo!
Right.
I congratulate you because some of us don't live on this long, and some of us don't know how to deal with it or make it through it, but you're a living testimony and proof, and so am I, and so many other warriors. So my hat off to you. My whoo, if I had a horn, I'd blow it for you, just for you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you.
So you've been on 2 years, and so how's that journey has been so far?
It was very difficult in the beginning. At first, I had a reaction that was unusual. It was called
Oh,
first time user syndrome, and
wow.
I it was bad. I had something that it's not familiar. Doctors didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I had blood pressure drop. I itch a lot, and they had to stop it. They had to prime the machine, rinse it because my body I had restless leg syndrome while I was on the
Wow.
machine, and
Mm.
it was really rough. And so they had to go slow with me, and I was learning in home dialysis at first, and
Wow.
then I was too weak to do it. I could not pick up the bag of fluids and things. So then I had to start in dialysis at the center, and I've been doing that ever since at the center.
Okay.
So but now it has done wonders for me. I'm
Wonderful.
reacting well. Yes, I'm reacting well.
Uh-huh.
Um, m- I'm feeling great. I'm feeling very good. So a
Well,
big difference than I was before.
well, that's good. You had the both of two worlds. So before you couldn't pick up the bags, how was the in-house, in-home dialysis experience? How was that for you, or what was it like? Tell us a little bit about that.
They were going to train me to do it, but
Oh,
I
they were
had such
training
a
you.
but I
Uh-huh.
had a bad physical reaction the first time, and for it took almost a week before the reaction subsided, and I got used to it. But then I was too weak; I could
Uh-huh.
not do it. So then I transferred to dialysis in the center, and I've been doing that ever since.
Oh,
But now
okay. Okay.
I'm not as weak, but I still can't pick up a 10 bag of fluid at this time. But I like going to the center because you meet people who are in
Yeah,
your
you do.
same predicament. And I have new friends that we
Yeah.
understand each other, and it's very nice. Very
Oh
nice.
yes, oh yes. When I was going through Rogerson, because I'm a health ambassador, and I saw you and Cecile saw you there, and we were
Right.
very glad to see you. You
Yeah, I
know,
like
and
it.
yeah, so yeah, it was a nice, good crowd there, and I saw you very relaxed there, and doing your thing. So I ain't
Yeah.
mad at you. I ain't mad
Yeah.
at you. Now you have a certain type of fistula. I want you to explain something about your fistula to people here.
Okay. Do you know, I keep forgetting the exact name of it, but it goes behind the side of my pinky. Most people have
Okay.
it on it's in the back of my forearm.
Okay. Can you see it? I mean, can you show it? Mangalu.
You can
Okay.
just, I
Yours
have
is in the
two
back.
band-aids on right now, and
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that's my fistula going underneath. Can you see it?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's
I
very
see it.
nice because it's behind the arm, and I don't
Yeah.
need to wear long sweaters or anything because you can't see anything until it gets down
Well, you were the first one I ever seen have that or know
here.
anybody that had that. Everybody else have theirs in the front. Like, you mine's is in the front, even though I don't need it anymore or use it
Yeah,
anymore. It still works, but it's in the front. I've seen people on the wrists,
uh-huh.
and what have you, but that's about it.
Right. And my original doctor was concerned when they wanted me to do it in home because he
Yeah.
didn't see how I could cannulate it well with it being
Uh-huh.
behind the arm. So, but
Yeah.
that's not a problem right now because I'm doing it in house. So, but I like it because I go out short sleeves and no one notices it.
Nobody noticed it because it's in the back and the way you
That's
hold your
right.
hand down. Now, during treatment, how exactly do you position your arm when you're doing treatment? Because is that
Well,
comfortable or uncomfortable, or how they do that?
it's okay for me. I do just as you showed, like that. But some people make me turn around backwards, twist my
Oh,
arm
really?
backwards.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
because some people cannot do it. So I turn my body and twist,
Around.
just turn my arm around, and they
Uh-huh.
go in the other way. Yeah, so it depends.
Wow.
Whatever Whatever the technician wants, I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of people, like you said, have not seen it in the back. When I went to
Yes.
Florida, I was like an oddity there because the people
Uh-huh.
wanted to see a filler. They had not seen one like mine.
I haven't either, and I've been in this kidney world for a minute. Maybe 20 years now in the kidney world dealing with kidney stuff and stuff. I've never heard of it. So my hat off to you. Does it ever hurt when they stick you or get
Well,
swollen or do they stick you
depends on the
wrong where
depends on the technician. Like the one I had yesterday, I don't want her anymore because the week before she gave
yeah.
me an egg. It infiltrated and a big lump, and it's still swollen. Now yesterday
Wow.
she kept sticking me, and then she kept saying, "You see, it's worse, it's worse." But that wasn't going to change her sticking me until she couldn't do it. Somebody else had to come and do it for me. But
Wow.
once they finish doing it, I can hold my arm in a normal way, and it's behind, but I keep my hand normal.
Well, that's
So
good. At least it doesn't bother the needles because sometimes, usually that's why they watch out so much so it don't slide out or so something won't happen to it or it's not enough tape. But, I guess you all taped up and they know what they're doing or some of them got experience with that. So that's fantastic. That's
yeah,
fantastic.
but some of them it's hard to do. And what is happening is it's getting more prominent where you totally couldn't see it before, but now from being ballooned so many times by the doctor, it's getting
Oh,
larger
wow.
and it swerves. So it's a little hard turn. You can't go all the way down by the bottom now.
Mm.
And that's where it's a little tender down there.
Oh, wow. Wow. You've been ballooned a lot and you only been on for 2 years. What's
Oh
going on?
yes, but because the velocity wasn't correct. So they checked it
Oh,
and then they ballooned it up. The last time I had it was in March that I went
mm,
in. They ballooned it. Then I had to go back in 2 weeks because they hadn't
wow.
ballooned it enough. Yeah, and since then
Wow.
it's getting more prominent now, and
I know
it's
a
not.
good guy. Yeah, I know
You
a
know,
good Dr. Chung that's excellent in ballooning. Not only he's excellent in that, he knows his craft and he doesn't hurt you. I had to go somewhere. I've only been 2 places, and the first place hurted me. And I told him, if you hurt me, I ain't coming back. So I was able to deal with him, and I took my family there. I started sending patients to him because he was so excellent. But he came to the center to visit me because my doctor knew how I was. My dialysis doctor in the center brought him to me and he gained my trust and I've been trusting him ever since. Even now after I'm off, I'm still trusting him for pain management to help me with my hip now. So
okay, okay.
so
Well, I have a good doctor. Dr. Fox I was referred there from Rogerson. And
uh-huh.
most of the people at dialysis, they either go to Dr. Fox or to American Access.
Yeah, I
You've
know
heard
about
of
American
American Access.
Access. Yeah, and I know about the other
Mm-hmm.
place too. I forgot the name of the other one with Dr. Weiss and the rest of them. But we used to go to
Okay.
that one. I think it was Lake Success or something. But
Oh, okay.
how is being on dialysis bother you with other issues that you are dealing with or you may have?
You mean with my normal daily activities?
Yeah, well, you told me you were getting surgery, and will that
Oh,
bother
oh.
anything or?
Well, now I'll be finding out more about that on Wednesday, Lisa, because I have to go to a class. I had
Oh, okay,
a total knee replacement back in 2011. It
right.
was unsuccessful from the beginning.
Wow.
And I saw two specialists, and they told me that they didn't think anything could be done about it. It's
Uh-huh.
just within the last 2 months, one of the doctors, the administrators at Robeson, referred me to a doctor. I saw him. He said he can repair it, and he's
Yeah.
going to do it on August 23rd. And then he's going to repair the other one, which is bone on bone, my left
Wow.
knee. And that's going to be done in 4 months, December 6th. I'm already booked. So I'm really, really happy. It seems like dialysis will not affect it. I'm going to have dialysis on Thursday and surgery on Friday.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want there to be able to, walk stronger or better or get something that can be fixed done? So I'm
Definitely.
proud of you for taking care of your health, seeing about dialysis, seeing about your body, and still keeping up with it. People on dialysis sometimes get depressed and upset and they let things go. So I'm glad you didn't let anything go. Um,
No, I I have been through a lot, Lisa. I've had cancer. I have lupus. I have
I
sciatica.
know. That's where I was
Um,
bringing out. Yeah, come on, girl. Preach. Good.
and I was told that you hurt your foot hurts. Can't even think of the name of it, which is so painful. But all
Well,
of those things,
what,
I see
gout?
my doctor.
What is it, gout?
Gout. There you go.
Yeah, I
I
had
have
that
gout.
too. That's
Yeah.
gone. It
So,
ain't
but
bothering me. So good.
well, I take medication for it, so I haven't had it anymore. The
Uh-huh.
lupus is not bothering me. So, I believe in God and I go to
Yeah.
doctors to take care of things.
Yeah.
And dialysis hasn't affected those things. And I do regular dialysis. I don't skip a
Good girl.
session or anything. I don't cut my session short. I'm there all the time. So, and in
Mm.
between, I've gone away with dialysis. I've gone away on a trip to
Me too.
Florida, and
Wow.
everything has been fine. Yeah. Yeah. And I would like to encourage people, as you said in the beginning, that don't fear it. I was very afraid in the beginning. Once I
Yeah.
started and everything came into fruition, I felt better. I definitely feel
Wow.
better. And I don't hesitate with my
Mm.
trips. And I was never an early morning person, but there I'm up early. Session starts really at 9. I'm there at
Uh-huh.
7:30 waiting
Good
for
girl.
them. And I eat before while I'm sitting there and come out and I feel so much better now.
Wow.
And
That's
then
good.
later on in the day, I can go do things with friends. And the thing that's been holding me up are the legs that I couldn't walk, but not dialysis.
Uh-huh. That's good. Well, how has the lupus, how have you been taking care of your lupus, the lupus that you've been dealing with?
I'm fortunate that I have not had any episodes with the lupus at all, at all.
Mm.
That can be a real deterrent. But no, no flare-ups have I had. I take my medicine and
Mhm.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I haven't had to see the rheumatologist in a long time.
So what is a symptom of lupus?
Okay, tiredness, extreme tiredness, aches in your muscles, high fever. I could always tell when I could be talking to you right now, get off this interview, and in an hour time be sick, and suddenly you get a headache, and
Mm.
then you take your temperature, be 102 fever,
Whoa.
and your muscles and everything hurts. You don't have any strength to walk. I literally had it. I was lying in the bed. I couldn't turn from my right side to my left side without
Mm.
severe pain. And
Mm.
that was really rough. But
Wow.
fortunately, I continue to take my medicine. It's in my system, but no flare ups at all.
Well, how long you had it? Lupus.
1992, I got cancer in 1992. I had colon cancer and
Uh,
I had to get chemo. When I got chemo, my body reacted terribly. And I had
wow.
carpal tunnel syndrome.
Ooh, I had that
Um,
carpal tunnel.
Yes, I couldn't, and I continued to work. I was working full time nursing supervisor at that time, and
Wow.
I was so tired, so tired. And I went back to the oncologist said that what I was going through was not typical of from chemo. So he
Yeah.
sent me to a rheumatologist. When I got to the rheumatologist, they said it was lupus, and I was so glad that they could recognize what was wrong. They gave
Mm.
me uh, prednisone.
Uh-huh.
And thank God
I
that
take that.
started me
Yes.
back to yeah, I continued working and I'd go to work, come home and just go to bed. And I didn't want to
Wow.
eat at that time because I was on chemo. But
Yes.
the aches, I could raise my legs to get into the shower. I could not get into the bathtub because my knees were so affected from the lupus.
Wow.
Yeah, lupus can be a terrible thing when you have the flare ups, and it can affect any part of your body. You don't know, and they have to treat you systematically
Dramatically.
regarding whatever was deterring you. Your head, it has affected my sinuses,
Wow.
and yeah, so
Mm.
however, whatever it affects, that's what they treat.
Wow. Wow. Well,
I wish I could
you
share
have battles, huh?
I was saying, I wish I could share my air conditioning with you because I
I
see
wish you
you.
could too. I'm starting to try to feel it now. I think I feel a little bit your head. Oh Lord have mercy. But yeah, you beat cancer. You
Yes,
doing well on dialysis. The
yes.
the gout's not bothering you. The wait, now I missed something.
Sciatica,
Oh,
sciatica is
child,
not
no.
bothering
What?
me. And the lupus is not bothering me. Yeah,
Wow, wow.
I'm a lucky lady. I'm a lucky. I believe in God and I trust in Him, and things are going well.
He can put good surgeons and good doctors in your life, like he could put good friends and good family members to have your back. Speaking of family, how did your son deal with all of these things that you were dealing with?
Well, when I had the cancer, my son was 16, 17 years old. It didn't affect him that much, okay, because I could still do for him and he could do for himself. All right, then he left to go into the service at
Uh-huh.
19. And so it did not affect him. And then since that time, he never lived back home. He lives in Colorado right now.
Right,
So,
right.
so it's okay. Yeah.
Because, some family members, they don't, sometimes they look some of the stuff up that we deal with. Sometimes they ask us, and then sometimes they scared to ask us, and then they don't always understand how we act. Because they don't know why. Sometimes, like you said, you were sleeping or you couldn't get in the tub, stuff like that. Sometimes the family look at you and they think you crazy or strange, or why she not bathing, or what's wrong,
Ooh.
But at least sometimes they either pick it up or you end up explaining it, or God help them, they would get a pamphlet or read about whatever illness or sickness that their family member is dealing with. That is just so key and so important, or at least sharing. You know what I mean? If you don't
Right.
want to read, at least ask the family, unless they don't want to tell you, then start reading or something to
Right.
help you
Well, see,
out.
I was more my support more with friends. My family is not very close knit, so my support would be from friends, and a lot of my friends are nurses. So I was
Oh,
okay, and they
excellent.
would help and be here for me. Yeah. hmm So
That's
that was
great.
good.
The medical field has your back, huh?
Definitely, definitely.
I ain't
Yeah,
mad
we
at
got
you. Come on here.
just like the dialysis, the kidney family has your back because you're in there together and you look out. And that's one thing good for me going to this center because you have
Mm,
friends. And if somebody doesn't come, you call them. What's happening? How come you didn't
that's
come?
right.
And we look out for each other.
Follow up with one another. Follow up with
Definitely
one
do.
another.
Yes.
What
Yes.
And this time that you've been dealing with dialysis, before I ask you what you bringing to the table, I would like to know what you took away from this table, from the dialysis table, from the 2 years that you've been on it. What have you taken away from this table? What have you learned from this table or taken away from it?
I've learned that dialysis is beneficial. I've seen people that sometimes they skip visits, and that's a no-no, you know. I've learned that by us all being on dialysis together, we communicate. And you might hear somebody say something that you can answer from your perspective what to do about it, who to go
Yeah.
to, well, check up on this, that you can give each other advice. I've learned that one specific entity does not have all the answers. You may need to go to a social worker versus to find out things. And
Uh-huh.
it's been a lot of things that by being there in the center, you learn different people. You hear, go question somebody else, and that
Yes.
person might share it to another person, to another doctor, another nurse, and you get
Mhm.
answers. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's pretty
And
good. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I've seen some people who don't keep their appointments, do not come or leave early, and I see they're not doing well at all.
Cutting
Not
treatment,
really.
huh? That's a bad
That's it.
decision. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's definitely
Yeah.
a bad decision. I didn't cut no treatments either. So I ain't
I
mad
don't.
at you.
Yeah, I do not cut anything at all. Not at all.
Well, what would you say you bring to the table? So you took something away from the table. What would you say yourself in your experience? What do you lend? Because you see this person doing this. I don't know if you do this or allowed to do it. The guest I had last week, I sat next to her, so I was able to say some things. So I maybe got told off sometime, cursed out, but we were still remain friends. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you
Mhm.
recognize the person lashing out for different reasons. So I know how to
Yeah.
shut up, be quiet, or turn my head or like bring it down. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what
Mhm.
would you say? that you bring to this dialysis table, or even to the gout table, the cancer table. Thank God you're in remission. My husband never got to be in remission the 3 years that he,
Yeah.
almost 3 years that he had the colon cancer. So I'm glad somebody walked away from that. My baby's with God, but he fought to the end. So I ain't mad
Yeah.
at you again. So
Yeah.
so what would you say you bring it to any of the tables that you're sitting at? I sat at a couple of tables too. I ain't.
Well, I can definitely say right there in this center, my nursing experience plays a big part because I see things that happen, which I talk with to people in charge, and
Uh-huh.
I let them know. And they do come to me for information because unfortunately, you always have that one bad person in the group that may not
Okay.
be acting as astutely as he should be acting. And I'm very observant about the things that happen there. And then I talk with other people about things that they should relate to their doctors. Because somebody, a gentleman the other day, I'm pretty close to him. Things happen with him, and he said, "Oh, I don't say anything." And I expressed that it is important for you to say so. It's
Yeah,
important for him to know his medication. If he
that's
can't
right.
remember it, that he should have it written down on something to carry in his wallet so that he can always show it. This is the medications I'm on. And then people can get a lot of information from that.
Mm,
And he says he can't remember it, but he doesn't have to remember. He can write it down and
that's
put it
right.
in his. But that's something that I see a lot of people they will not say anything. They'll talk about it to another patient, but they don't
Yeah,
feel like they should talk to their doctor or to the anybody, the social worker or to the dietitian, things that you should bring up, what things you should eat and drink, what things that you should avoid. And they just do
they don't want to
things
complain.
that they don't want to complain, and they're being quite complacent, I should say. That
Yeah,
they're not checking into it, they're just winging it, and
yeah.
that's
You
not good.
want changes, but you're not doing nothing about the change or to make the change.
E- Exactly.
Wow, wow. Yeah. Well, at least you care enough to care about him. Some people say, look, I got my own problems. I don't know why he's coming over here with me, or my head hurt, or my lupus is bothering me, and he's over here. But you're not you're not doing that.
I
So I appreciate that. I'm really
I
glad.
never feel like that. Listen, I've been in a helping professional most of my life, okay? And when I hear things, I like to share information. And
Yeah,
if I can find something out for somebody, just like when you and Cecilia come around, I learn from you. I
yeah.
hear things, and you've
Dawn
told me things.
also is.
And I,
You haven't met Dawn? Dawn is also one of our
no, I have not met her. I
she's
saw her picture.
unforgettable. So if you know Diva if you met Diva. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But what I was wanting to say, you have to let me see. Now have you ever explained this stuff to your grandchildren? Because you have grandchildren. Sometimes
Un-
kids are curious about if any changes comes in our life, or any illness, or if they, God forbid, scared they're gonna lose us, or just confused, or hear the parents talking. Maybe you didn't say anything, but would you or did you ever talk to your grandchildren, or know if your son did, or anybody?
No, unfortunately, my son and his family live far away, and there's
Okay.
so many of them that they can't travel back and forth. So when I talk to them, we're talking all kind of happiness and things like that. I
Okay.
don't
Happiness
discuss
only.
illness with them because we're
Okay.
on the phone, and
Right.
so that's limited. And the young ones, they don't understand that at all. The big ones, they've gone through problems themselves.
Yeah.
One of my granddaughters was pretty sick with something I don't know what it is, an
Yeah.
autoimmune disease. So, but we don't discuss that. They know grandma's doing okay,
All right.
and we look forward to talking.
Well, I know sometimes people are like that. They don't discuss stuff with their family or let them know, because God forbid, some stuff is hereditary. And when it's hereditary, sometimes if they saw the signs or know the signs, it's a lot helpful. So I don't know. Did I thing die? I see you froze up. So hopefully you'll exit out and come back on, unless you can still hear me. All righty. So I guess I'll still talk unless he tells me to come back out and come back on. We're almost ending the show now. It's getting close. It's just maybe a little bit more to say. Okay, no. All right. So You guys see the shirt I'm wearing is PKD. It's my Polycystic Kidney Foundation shirt because I volunteer and stuff with them. I learn about it because polycystic kidney disease run in my family. Ah, my guest is back. Hallelujah. Glad to see ya. What's going on? I think I want to ask you some other things before the show. Before I end the show, rather. Let me see. I just want to make sure. Of course, I didn't put my reading glasses on. Okay, how your son? Blah blah blah. Okay, what you learned? Is there any? I wanted to ask you something about psychology because you took psychology, right? All
Yes.
right. How have you used it? What you learned? Would you say? Well, you
Oh,
had to in
definitely.
your job. In your job description, you'd have to use that. All those degrees you
Oh,
got.
sure, I had to use it, but then you use it in everyday life
You
because a
ain't
lot of
lying.
times, as you were saying a little while ago, people react to things. Somebody might come across short and leave me alone or whatever, and I know that that's the illness, this physical illness that is bothering them. Don't get mad at them. No, understand
Yeah.
that that person's going through a hard day that day, and just kind of be there for the person. That's it. Same way I would like somebody to be there for me if I'm having a rough
Right.
day.
I
And
know that's right.
you see people, and sometimes people think somebody's mean, or so, and it's not that the person is being mean. They're going through a lot, and
Yes.
you have to understand it because we all have our share that we have to
That's
go
right.
through, and we have to learn. And psychology is such a good thing to have.
I'm
To make
sure.
you understand some of your family members that you find it very difficult to deal with them, and then you have to back up and say, I know they're acting this way because. So let
Yeah.
me step aside for the moment and we'll deal with
Yes.
each other later, instead of an argument or something. Just step aside and give the person a little space.
Little
And
space, little walkie walk.
there you go. And you'll
Mhm.
see it can do wonders. Can do
Yeah.
wonders.
Well, you can't argue by yourself, you know.
Hmm.
And sometimes you need that care and that understanding, or step away from it. Step away from
And
it.
sometimes you need that aloneness, time for you to think on your own and just to say, hey, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
And sometimes people can come to grips with it. Why? And come back and say, I'm sorry I acted like that. But if you understand them, people are grateful for understanding.
Yes, they do. People usually like you to care, even if they grumpy, they still like it.
They
Yeah.
like it. And a lot of times when I mean, I used to realize in my job, we would have difficult staff. And oh God, they can give you a rough time. But when you kind of just talk with them later, listen, if there's anything I could do to help you, let me know. I know the job is difficult. You
Yeah.
see what you get back in return. You get
Mm.
really definite positive results.
A smile, a hug, and a kind word can go a very long way.
They
A very
definitely
long
do.
way.
Definitely do. Definitely.
Yes,
Hmm.
you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
Hmm.
Spoke that truth. Now, if you could say something to encourage somebody that's either on dialysis or dealing with some of the same illnesses that you deal with, what advice or what tidbit or pot of gold would you give them?
First of all, I'd say have faith in God
Amen.
because He can work wonders. All right. Uh, I also feel like if you can have as much of a positive attitude, because that affects your body. When you feel positive, you act positive, and positive results come to you. I'd say reach out to friends, reach out to family. Don't be afraid to say what's bothering. Because some people say, "Oh, I don't want to be a bother." Pick the right
Yeah,
people. You'll have the right judgment, and the right people will be there for you, and they'll
yeah,
understand. And just to talk and, like you say, a smile, a hug, those things can do marvelous things for you. And try not to stress yourself out. Try to relax. If you enjoy just a relaxation, a big glass of lemonade, and sit back and watch
mm,
TV or sit
I've
out
heard
on the
it.
patio,
Mm,
those are wonderful things. Kick off your shoes. I bought a new foot massager and just
ooh,
put my feet in there, put my lemonade on the side, and
I ain't
relax
mad
back
at
and
you.
look at a
Yes,
television show or turn on Netflix. Oh boy, you feel so good, you
you
know.
gotta love
And
yourself too. Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm saying because
be good to
it,
yourself.
you can't love anybody else until you love yourself. And
Mm,
so be good because you deserve it. You know, some people don't think they deserve goodness. And
yeah,
that's
and they
something
do.
that I learned through psychology, that a lot of people, I know when I was young, there's a lot of things I didn't think I deserved. And I learned that, you know,
I
every
learned
one of
too.
us deserves some goodness, and we all have good in us.
Yes.
So, treat yourself well, you'll treat others well.
Hmm.
And that makes for a happy mix. Like one and one makes two, right?
All
It'll be
right.
very, it does.
Wow. Wow. Well, who you like to give a
And
shout out to? Oh, you have something to say? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and those who are on dialysis, do dialysis right, because
All right.
dialysis is going to be good to you. Don't
Lost
cut
my napkin.
sessions, don't miss sessions. Go as your pets is needed. Check out your fistula or your graft, whichever. And make sure you're on top of everything with dialysis, because then you know when things are going awry. Learn as much as you can. And now that
Yes.
we have you ladies coming around, the ambassadors, and I forgot your title, but seek
Yeah,
it
that's
out
it. Health
and find
ambassador.
the health ambassador. Seek out when you come on the units. We should know, and seek out when you're there and ask questions and find out more. You know,
Yes.
and some of us could be of more help than we are. You know.
That's right. That's right. And we always looking for good ones. We always looking for more. So,
Hmm.
they need three more. It's three of us and they need three more. So if you're out there looking for a part-time job, inquire at the Rogerson Institute. Go to their
Oh,
website. All right.
okay. Very
All right. So
nice.
anybody in the family, you want to say anything? Any friend before I end the show?
Well, I told all my friends I was going to be interviewing with you, so I don't know if they
Whoa.
could go on if they're listening or what, but I give out a shout to all of them if they're on there. And just to all
Wow.
of your guests, all the guests, because you have a lovely show, Lisa. And you're
Oh,
really
thank
very
you, sweetie.
fluent with it, and you attract your guests. So, you know, I
Oh.
listened to a few of your shows the other day, and I told you, I was really into it. I flashed it, I Chromecast it onto my TV. So I watched the whole thing. I enjoyed
Oh
it
my
very much.
goodness.
So you have a new listener. You have a new fan.
Oh wow. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You've always been kind, always been nice, always been sweet and upfront, and you tell the truth, and I appreciate that.
Let me just
Also,
say
if
this.
they
Let me say this,
yes,
Lisa.
yes,
Kindness
darling.
attracts kindness attracts kindness.
Yes, like spirits, right? Like
There
spirits.
you go. There you
Yes,
go.
So if they miss the show, they can always see the repeat of it, because after this, I always watch it, because you might get comments. Somebody might ask a question that you didn't see.
Oh,
So I always go back and watch the whole thing, answer a question and what have you, and thank people. So I thank you
all right.
again, Miss Marilyn Davis, beautiful
My
woman,
pleasure.
mwah, beautiful person. Thanks a
My
million.
pleasure. My
And
pleasure. I really enjoyed this, and
I'm
my
so glad.
my phone worked correctly.
Yes, it sure did. We were worried about that. We had
Yes.
backup, and then the backup had an emergency. So I
Yes,
thank God that it worked out.
and it worked fine. I'm so
It
glad.
did. You have a blessed and beautiful night. And thanks again. And we're going to show this off. You hear me? We're going to show it off.
See this?
All right.
And the time went so fast. I can't believe we're finished.
Oh, yeah. 30 minutes go fast. And we went a little bit over, but 30 minutes goes fast. It's all right. It's all good. It
Great.
needed to be said. So have a good
Thank you.
night and God
Thank you. You
bless.
too.
You're
Thanks a
welcome.
lot.
Thank
Bye
you
bye.
for tuning in. And thank everybody for just looking, learning, and enjoying. So, Lord willing, I will see you next week. All right, same
Good.
bad time, same bad channel, or I'd rather same kidney time, same kidney channel. How about that? So, you guys be good, stay nice and cool, and make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids, and have fun and spend time with your family and yourself. God bless. Good night. Lisa Baxter, giving you the 411. Peace.